Check out these very cozy TMZ pics. The Oscar winner's hands wrapped tightly around Jewel's waist as she smiles, clutching a mic.
To make you feel my love.
Kevin Costner's rumored relationship with Jewel Kilcher has been making the rounds since December 2023. But what is really going on there? Has the acting legend finally found true love, or is Jewel just a rebound after his messy divorce? But before we get into all of that, we should probably talk about how Kevin ended up single in the first place. You see, his nearly 2-decade-long marriage to Christine Baumgartner ended in September 2023. They first got together in 1998 when Kevin's career was starting to fizzle out. And the 19-year age gap definitely raised a few eyebrows. Of course, Christine was already a famous handbag designer who had done some modeling work in the past. So even though she was in her mid-20s, she clearly knew how to handle a relationship with an A-lister. Things went so well for them that Kevin popped the question a few years after they got together, and the couple said their vows at his sprawling 165-acre ranch in Aspen, Colorado in 2004. However, what some people don't know is that they nearly broke up in 2002, so their relationship wasn't exactly perfect either. But regardless, they had 3 children together in the subsequent decades, and everything seemed perfect on the surface. But it all fell apart on April 11th, 2023 when they officially separated. Christine cited irreconcilable differences as the reason for the separation, which is just the legal way of saying that her and Kevin were not getting along anymore. They filed for divorce a few weeks later on May 1st, and both of them agreed on joint custody of the kids. Now that is surprisingly mature, because people going through a divorce usually don't like the thought of sharing custody, but I guess Kevin and Christine wanted what was best for the kids. What's even more surprising is that according to an inside source, Kevin definitely didn't want the marriage to end, so I can't imagine how broken up he was about what happened. Honestly, it seems like there was tension between him and his wife, because why else would he pull out of Yellowstone, a show that had revived his career? Sure, he technically showed up for the first half of season 5, but if you take a look at his demands, you'll see just how unreasonable he was being. Even though his people have said that the divorce has no connection to his work on Yellowstone, the guy was clearly going through it, and by the time the divorce was finalized in September, he was ready to move on. Kevin Costner, serial monogamist that he is, wouldn't want to waste any more time before jumping into a new relationship. When Jewel invited him to attend an annual fundraiser she hosted on the British Virgin Islands, sparks started to fly. Now both stars are trying their best to keep things on the down low from what I can tell. Jewel confirmed that Kevin was coming to the island retreat to speak at the fundraiser for her charity, the Inspiring Kids Foundation, and to offer his mentorship to children in need. She posted a reel on Instagram with a bunch of pictures from the event, but only one of them included her and Kevin, and she made sure that someone was standing between them. The thing is, they weren't going to be able to keep their secret for long, and sources confirm that the two got extremely close during their tropical getaway. Now, in case you need proof, TMZ got their hands on a picture of Jewel and Kevin, and taking just one look at them will make it blindingly obvious that they're an item. Kevin appeared to be hugging Jewel from behind, and the singer seemed perfectly at ease with the intimate touch. Now, if that is not evidence of their relationship, I don't know what is. Insiders have said that the event itself lasted only a week, but Kevin and Jewel stuck around for much longer than that, probably because they just couldn't keep their hands off of each other, and given the lack of public statements up until that point, you can tell how badly they wanted their privacy. I also have a feeling that this isn't one of those fake Hollywood relationships where people get together to save their dying careers. Kevin's career has already gotten back some of its spark thanks to Yellowstone, and Jewel's doing pretty well for herself too, all things considered. Besides, if this was just a way to promote themselves, they'd have gone public immediately. But instead, they chose to hide any evidence of their relationship, and they would have gotten away with it too if not for those pesky folks at TMZ. Okay, so I know what you're thinking. This happened months ago. Surely Kevin or Jewel would have commented on it by now, right? Wrong. In fact, there hasn't been any word from either of the stars, although we do have insiders giving their take on the potential romance. Anonymous sources have confirmed that Jewel and Kevin flew into the Caribbean island together, and that there is a lot of chemistry between them. Based on what they have said, the relationship is still pretty new, which makes sense considering that only weeks had passed since the divorce by then. This also means that Kevin wasn't dating anyone while the divorce proceedings were going on. I mean, maybe he had a secret relationship at that time, but considering how easy it was for us to find out about him and Jewel, I seriously doubt it. From how things are looking, Jewel is definitely the first woman Kevin has gotten with since splitting up with Christine. But I think the question we're all asking right now is, how serious are they about each other? Well, they're kinda just having fun for now. The two insiders that have spoken about the relationship so far said that Kevin is having a good time and wants to put the divorce behind him. But they also mentioned that Jewel doesn't just date for the heck of it. She has a very specific taste in men, and Kevin happens to be just her type, so maybe they're in it for the long run. At the same time, the sources mentioned that she is an extremely independent woman, so there is a chance that they'll keep it casual for the time being. There's just no way to know for sure, but what we can do is take a look at how compatible they are. I'd say that there's a lot that can bring them closer together. Some people might point to the age gap with the Dances with Wolves star celebrating his 69th birthday in January 2024, and Jewel is set to turn 50 this summer. However, that's exactly the same age gap that he had with Christine Baumgartner, so it's not like he went for a super young girl in some kind of a midlife crisis. If anything, he might have wanted something that would ease the transition between the relationships, and finding someone that's the same age as his ex-wife would probably help with that. Apart from the whole age gap angle, they're also both divorced, with Jewel's marriage to rodeo star Ty Murray ending in 2014. Now that is a really important shared experience, especially considering that Jewel also has a child from her marriage. The stage is set for them to have a blended family if that's what they really want, but there's also nothing stopping them from just casually having a good time until they're ready to move on. Jewel spent nearly a decade without any public relationships before the pictures of her and Kevin came to light, but she still didn't care about her new boyfriend getting close in front of an audience. I'm willing to bet that she knew there were cameras in the room, and even if she didn't, the fact that she hasn't given a statement denying the relationship is almost as big as her confirming it outright. As for Kevin, something tells me he's ready to start a new chapter in his life. His divorce is finally over, he presumably has a new girlfriend that loves everything about him, and he has some new projects lined up for the future, like that epic Western film series he's been wanting to make since the 80s. But what do you think? Are Kevin and Jewel jumping the gun? Are they even in a relationship at all? I'd love to know what you think, but that's all for now, so until next time.